Question, though, for a lot of parents, if you have preteens or middle schoolers, when can I do that? When can I leave my kid home alone? How young is too young? It's a question that came up when we talked to the superintendent of schools at Cherry Creek about the later start times for their middle schools. Take a listen.
Some parents have said, my student is a brand new sixth grader. I'm not sure if I feel comfortable with them getting up by themselves, locking the door, feeding the dog, feeding themselves, and getting to school by themselves as a brand new sixth grader.
It can also be an issue during the summer, of course, during days off school, or if your child attends a school that is starting a 4-day school week. We're seeing some of that. Laura Solomon from the Colorado Department of Human Services of Child Welfare here to talk about what you should ask yourself before you let your kids stay home alone. Thank you so much.
Sure, thank you for having me.
It's a tough question.
It's a really tough question, and in Colorado there isn't a law that covers the age for children to be home alone. So what we do is guide that 10 to be alone and 12 to babysit, so that that's an age that you can ask your kids some good questions to try and get to the point of, are they ready to be home?
And you said 10 is a guide for being home by themselves, and my response was, I have a 10-year-old. I don't think I would leave him home alone, but it really does depend on the kid.
Absolutely, and we know that there are some kids that might be a bit younger who are ready, and some kids that aren't ready until they're a lot older than 10 years old. And it really is important to gauge your own child's ability and their ability to be independent and their self-confidence on what they need to do to be alone.
Well, and the fact that there is no law is good and bad. It's good in the sense that it forces you to really just think about it and use your own level of understanding of your kid to make that decision. It's bad because you don't have a clear-cut answer, but there is no clear-cut answer, even if there was a law.
There wouldn't be a clear-cut answer because it really is dependent on your child and the questions that you ask. So there are some really good questions that you can ask, and we would say go to our website, which is co4kids.org.
co4kids.org.
Yep.
Easy enough.
Yep, and that website has questions that you can ask your kids, different things that you can do to really kind of gauge if your child's ready or not.
Well, and the mental capacity, right? I mean, does your kid have the confidence to make those decisions about emergencies? That's something you have to ask about.
Correct, and that would be our one thing. You know your child the best, and you would know if they're ready or not by asking questions, or contact your school or contact your local child welfare agency and ask them about resources that they might have as well.
And in terms of if I'm going to leave my kid home alone, you know, there's a lot of great tools, technology, cameras, things like that you can use to maybe keep an eye on them. Would it be good maybe to contact a neighbor that is home so that you have kind of a backup safety net?
We always say have a backup safety net, no matter what that is. When you get to work, when your child gets home from school, do they call you? Do they check in with a neighbor? Are there other neighbors who are in the same boat as you and might also need some child care so that they could support each other?
At the end of the day, would you say if you're doubting it, maybe you should err on the side of caution?
Boy, if you're doubting it, what are you doubting? Like what are you worried about? So really try and answer that question before you leave your child home alone.
Yeah. See, I think my son would be fine. I just think the whole house would be filled with pillow forts.
There you go.
Made to look like Minecraft. It'd be fine. We just have to clean up the mess.
That's it. And that could be hard too.
I joke, but it is a tough question. Very serious issue. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for giving us some advice. Again, the website is co4kids, co4kids.org. Megan?
Nothing wrong with pillow forts. Coming up, Case Keenum.